Om Namo Bhagavate Nityanandaya. Eyesight granted to Nivritti Rao. In July 1959, Nivritti Rao Savalgram Ghatge from Nasik had come to have darshan of Bhagavan Nityananda. He was accompanied by his friend Ratan Patil and Vaman Kalekar. Ratan Patil told Bhagavan about his friend's blindness. Bhagavan Nityananda sent everyone out and quietly looked at Nivritti Rao with divine affection. In a few seconds, Nivritti Rao's blindness got cured and he was blessed with healthy vision. There was no limit to his happiness on seeing Bhagavan Nityananda with his own eyes. Barber's razor broke. Bhagavan Nityananda was taking bath in a hot water spring in Ganeshpuri in the Brahmi Muhurtam at 3 am. On certain fifth day, Shankaranna, one of his devotees, used to shave his beard and do his haircut. Another devotee who was watching this, desirous of serving Bhagavan, requested his consent to offer barbering service. When he began his work by taking out a razor, the hair on the beard and the mustache of Bhagavan Nityananda, which was soft and short until then, became tough like an iron nail. As a result, the barber's razor broke into two pieces and it became impossible to cut the hair. Pilgrimages of Bhagavan. Bhagavan Nityananda travelled across the length and breadth of India, visiting sacred places of worship such as Kanyakumari, Guruvayur, Shabarimalai, Udupi, Manjeshwar, Gokarna, Kollur, Alandi, Pandrapur, Triambakeshwar, Shiva temple near Nasik, Himalaya, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Manasasarovar, Kashi, etc. He granted solution to the problems of devotees in those places and blessed them with his grace amazingly. He travelled on barefoot from Kanyakumari till Himalayas and Kailas mountain. After staying in Himalaya for 6 years, on a tree he went to Bengal. Later he visited Burma, Malaysia, Sri Lanka and Singapore. With a lightning speed, he completed his journey on foot. During this journey, wild animals like tiger, lion, poisonous snakes, pythons had surrendered to him. It is said that he reached the Bay of Bengal by walking on the sea. He had the divine power of walking on water as we walk with ease on the ground. He could control the 5 elements of nature according to his will and wish. Ashtadikpalaks obeyed his order. Do we need more proof that Nityananda is Swayam Bhagavan who controls the entire universe? Bhagavan Nityananda himself used to share his travel experience in various countries with the devotees in Ganeshpuri. Strange treatment by Bhagavan. In the year 1923, Sitaram Shanai and Tulsi Mata went to Mumbai along with Bhagavan Nityananda. They stayed there in the house of a devotee, Jokadi Shankar Rao. Once Bhagavan Nityananda had high fever and Shankar Rao called a doctor. When the doctor tried to check the body temperature of Bhagavan Nityananda using a thermometer, it showed fluctuating values. Initially it showed a value of 100 degree, but within a few seconds it displayed absolutely normal value. Nityananda Baba's body would be as cold as ice in one moment and as hot as furnace in the very next moment. This repeated multiple times, the doctor got confused and could not think of an appropriate medicine for Bhagavan. What is the need of medicine for the one who himself is an elixir for the entire universe? Saying so, the doctor stepped out. Bhagavan Nityananda asked Sitaram Shanai to get a big vessel full of cold water and pour it on his head. Sitaram did the same. Fever subsided immediately. Once Sitaram Shanai's daughter was afflicted by jaundice and her whole body turned yellow. Instead of admitting her to a hospital, she was brought to Bhagavan Nityananda. He advised anthelmintic medicine. a group of anti-parasites drugs that expel parasites worms. Doctor warned that such medicine should not be given to a jaundice patient as it might worsen the condition. Shanai obeyed Bhagwan's order and gave the enzymatic medicine to his daughter. She passed stools with worms and was completely cured. Ratnakar Shanai's 4-year-old son Kamalakar was suffering from dysentery, an intestinal infection that causes severe diarrhea with blood. Bhagwan Nityananda suggested Ratnakar to feed the rice soaked in cow urine overnight to his son. Ratnakar did as Bhagwan suggested, and the very next day Kamalakar started playing joyously. When Ratnakar Shanai was a young boy, he was suffering from ulcers in the mouth. Bhagwan suggested rubbing the head with the blood of a crow. Ratnakar was cured of the ulcers completely by this unusual treatment. The probability of survival was almost zero when Sitaram Shanai was diagnosed with the heart ailment. At the time his children were very young. There was no one to take responsibility of the family if he were to die. Hence Bhagwan Nityananda granted a few more years to Sitaram. After some years, Sitaram passed away. His wife brought the dead body to Ganeshpuri in a car and begged Bhagwan to bring her husband back to life. Bhagwan Nityananda replied, Amma, I revived him 10 years ago just because your children were very young, but not this time. This is not a business deal. I understand your pain, but remember that death is certain for everyone who has taken birth. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu. Go back with this body and perform the last rites. Family planning advice. Once a devotee came with his wife and 5 children to have darshan of Bhagavan Nityananda. While playing with these children, Bhagavan advised him, 5 children are enough. Do not have kids like a cat. Get yourself operated. Namo Nityanandaya.